the, you know, in the tub of the bathroom at 133 South Bread Street. So that added to the scariness, like, because they would, whatever started in 2011, the powers that be who can float around messages in the sky and they can create a horror film. They floated around, you know, that old thing that happened, and oh, now we're finally going to knock you off because there's the omen, there's the, you know, remember those flowers from 1998, 1999? And all of that was going on. The dogs were all ballistic and excited because, like, in a negative way, because the lights went out, so it was scary, and they were running up and down the stairs. It's echoey in that apartment. That apartment is made for movies, like studio feelings. By the way, they filmed Real World here in this building here, next to the Betsy Ross house. Anyway. It's not as windy over here, but wow, the wind is really picking up over there. So I can hear without a phone. I can hear without a phone. So we have people out here on purpose today. Sounds like a shot or a pop. I'm wondering if they can do a better job with putting plates on streets, or if Philly likes to scare people. Because it is kind of a concern that, you know, there's violence happening all the time, and is it some of it done on purpose? Even fires in California, some people wonder, how was this fire set, you know, and who's responsible? What would Philly do without scaring people to death? You know? Do you think they'd have a better pastime? I wondered about all the messaging that got sent after 2011, and people are able to do really weird things. Like, you can just see someone sitting here and somehow they could send a message, and all you can do is think about that person for the next, you know, 5 months, and it's like an obsessive thing. And they can make it seem like they run the whole show in a town like this. And there are people who moved on, got an education, or did other things, even if it's just to have a normal job or whatever, you know, have a family, whatever. Other people are tired of the childish games, and there's a bunch of people who still play message games in Philadelphia. That is old school. This comes from ancient old practice. The problem is it's done in such a negative way. Like, say you saw someone and you were and weren't intrigued, and you're like, I do and don't like this person, but for some reason that person's stuck on my brain, and you know, and then you spend 5 weeks, you know, not able to shake the image of that person or the idea of that person. That's just an example. Like, they could do it with lots of things. And what would add to the obsession would be like messaging on the street. Like, say the guy was wearing a shirt that said Divine, and you see Divine Brothers on a van here. Or, you know, say that guy was wearing, you know, had like a hat and it reminded you of a Lincoln hat, and you see a Lincoln car here. That's what I'm talking about. Infinity, California over there. That's high. That's a during peak times. That's a tow zone. So I was stuck in a van for 6 weeks, and it wound up towed, a U-Haul van, It was in one of those lanes. It was Martin Luther King Day, as a matter of fact, 2018. So 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And it wound up towed. It was parked down here by Classic Courts and similar. It's further down past New Street. And it wound up towed, and it was like, that lane, you can park there except for peak times, like 7:30 to 10:30 or 6:30 to 10:30 in the morning, and then again at night. But Martin Luther King is a day off, and I guess they still count it as a peak hour on federal holidays. Check down here on the signage. Guy coming out with 2 dogs. Or a lady. Chocolate Works over here. That's the Chocolate Works building. And the Ben Franklin Bridge is right on the side of it. I was down here by 246, right. Serve and Deal Company. I was parked down here. And the signage says you can park anytime except for morning and evening peak hours. Let's see. Thomas Science. Juicing place. I don't know if it's still a juicing place. They changed it to Sunday Girl. And there's a daycare. Get all dolled up on your wedding day, or do some people not like people all dolled up? Also, it's all boarded up. Are they closed? I can't believe it. So that's a staple and a mainstay for the art community. Bride has many suitors. Even. The bride has many suitors even. So all men who are trying to control their wives so they get what they want. In a way, it's beyond like just attitude or whatever. Like, people actually handle and can control people in ways that seems like puppeting. And say you're the wife of someone who puppets people. Are you puppeted too? Look like a little China doll playing the bass in a band. Like a mannequin, the hair shaking back and forth.